How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. We just had earnings and it blew out a lot of people's expectations. Nvidia earnings just came out. We also have some news about Bitcoin and some people fighting against the future of innovation, fighting against crypto, and having no idea what they're talking about. We have a lot to cover. I'm going to try to cover it quickly. If you don't mind, hit subscribe. Also, there's going to be a link underneath the video to Margex in case you want to start trading cryptocurrency. Sign up with the link underneath the video. You can deposit in just a few seconds. It's super easy. And then you can start trading without KYC, and you don't need a VPN either. Now, we have, 8 days now of positive inflows for the Bitcoin ETFs. So a pretty decent last 7 trading days. A little bit smaller volume from IBIT and FBTC and GBTC, so it will be an interesting day. None of these have come in yet, but I'll definitely cover them in my next video. We did just get Nvidia earnings though. The sell side estimate was 24.7 billion. The buy side estimate was 25.62, and Nvidia came in with 26 billion in quarterly revenue. So beating both buy analysts and sell analysts. This is up 18% from last quarter and 262% from a year ago. Their record quarterly data center revenue hit $22.6 billion, up 427% from a year ago. And they're doing a 10-for-1 stock split. A lot of people like this because it makes it easier to buy for maybe people that only have access to full shares, and also it makes it easier to do options as well. They upped their dividend 150% as well, which honestly isn't that big a deal for them since they're making so much more. Right now, the company's up 2.5% in the post-market. It pretty much fell short of that $1,000 market. It kind of saw some resistance there at $993, then came back down a little bit. They have expectations next quarter of $28 billion, and I'm not sure where that was on here, but they are expecting $28 billion, which is another 7% increase from this quarter. The crazy thing about this is the diluted earnings per share is about $6, which if you just annualize that out without any more growth, it's $24, which puts it at a price to earnings of about 40. That's why I think some people still love Nvidia so much, is because it's still one of the fastest growing companies in the stock market. And it's trading for a 40 PE, which is less than a lot of the really popular stocks that you might have heard of. I mean, that's similar to Costco. So I get why some people love it. But let's move on to crypto here. Patrick McHenry, who's been very pro-Bitcoin, pro-crypto, he's urging no consideration on all rejections to the bill that would remove the SEC and move crypto under the CFTC where it belongs. A true hero with GOP majority whip today. Vote incoming on FIT21. Nobody thought this would move to a vote before 2025. So they're discussing this FIT21 bill proposal that basically moves crypto to CFTC, or moves some cryptos over to the CFTC instead of the SEC, which has been obviously overly controlling, manipulative, etc. Okay, I believe this is separate from SAB 121 because the White House has talked about that, how they're not going to veto that, they're going to allow that to go through, which makes it easier for some banks to custody crypto. So another cryptocurrency issue that they're voting on now. And listen to this. I'm going to play the whole thing for you. 5 minutes and 55 seconds. I don't even know if I'm going to come back at the end of this. I already listened to this once. This is absolutely insane. Like, this person has no idea what they're talking about. Brad Sherman, he's stuck. He's stuck in the past thinking that crypto is only for the big bads and crypto bros making money out of nowhere that has no utility. I'm going to play it for you. It's absolutely crazy. If you are bullish on crypto, watch this and just let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I'll come back at the end.
Last week we had Police Week. This week the Republicans show us that they support crime in the suites. The effect of this bill short term will be to disempower the most effective investor protection crime investigation organization in the world, the SEC. But the long-term objective of the crypto billionaire bros is to create a new currency, and they've named it well. Cryptocurrency literally means hidden money. And if it ever becomes a currency, it means that we will not be able to enforce our tax laws except on wage earners. And we will not be able to enforce our laws against child and traffickers, drug dealers, and those who violate our sanctions. Now, the crypto bros have a lot of money. They make money by literally making money. They spread it around all Washington. They had Sam Bankman-Fried do it. Now he's in jail. Others have stepped forward.
Let's stop this for a second. Sam Bankman-Fried bankrolled half of the politicians. It seems like he was giving to both sides of the aisle. So let's not forget that here, Bradley.
They've got a PR campaign. The Lakers don't play at enforced tax laws arena. They don't play at an arena dedicated to law enforcement. They play at crypto.com arena. But in spite of all that money and power, 3/4 of Democrats voted no on this bill when it was before our committee. There are those who say they want clarity. We have the clarity. The SEC has jurisdiction. What they really want is a patina of regulation.
What people want is clarity over what is a security and what is not, right? What is a commodity? How are we going to regulate? What is allowed? What isn't allowed? Why come in after you know what these companies have been doing for months, after you've approved them to be traded on stock exchanges, and say what you're doing isn't right? Staking, you can't do that. You're selling unregistered securities. You've been doing it for years. What the heck? The SEC allowed these companies to work. They approved all of this action years ago. So yes, I think it makes sense to have some clarity. I was just going to let you watch this, but I had to jump in because some of this stuff is so insane.
Regulation, as little regulation as possible, claim to be regulated. Now, this bill would be bad enough if we were dealing with the original statute. And I know a lot of my colleagues have had meetings in their offices and they were told about this bill weeks ago, months ago. Some are leaning toward voting for it because they don't know that they dropped a new title in the bill just a few weeks ago. What does that new title do? Does it prohibit secret wallets, self-custody wallets? No. Does it outlaw the mixers that have as their sole purpose to mix up law enforcement? No. What does this new title do? It defines a investment contract in a new way, designed to make this bill not just applicable to crypto, but it says our regular stocks and bonds can be put on blockchain and have no regulation from the SEC. It is a dagger at the $100 trillion capital markets that we have that finance our whole economy. It doesn't just say, well, you're moving from SEC's tough regulation to the CFTC's weak regulation. It allows crypto to get no regulation by defining themselves as an investment contract. So this is a bill that will gut regulation of crypto and make gut regulation of all of our capital markets. But it goes beyond that. Its ultimate purpose is to move forward with this cryptocurrency project. Now, right now, crypto is not a currency. There are very few purchases.
He calls it cryptocurrency and then he says crypto is not a currency. There are very few purchases that happen with crypto. There are a lot of things that you can actually buy with crypto now, but
of goods with crypto. You can't buy a sandwich.
You can.
But if crypto becomes a currency, but the very few times, as Mr. Kasten pointed out, that crypto is used as a means of exchange, it's used by the worst criminals in the world. But
apparently I'm the worst criminal in the world because I use it every single day as payment. It's much easier, much faster. I'm not getting wires every single day from different companies and people I work with. No, I'm getting crypto.
But if crypto does become a currency, then we will not be able to enforce our other laws. Now, we have to understand, every time a billionaire cheats on his taxes, a member of the Freedom Caucus earns his wings. The patriotic anarchists come forward and they say, we want a strong America and we want to destroy the power of the American government. You can't have it both ways. This is a bill that in the short term means no regulation for crypto. Not just lighter regulation under the CFTC, but no regulation under their new title. It is a bill that could gut all securities regulation for the stocks and bonds that power the American economy. And then longer term, it creates a competitor to the US dollar, which has one advantage. It's right in the name, hidden money. Hide your money from the IRS, from our sanctions enforcers, from everyone.
Our sanction enforcers. Okay, I'm going to stop it there, but he seems to know nothing about crypto. I mean, a lot of people think that it's only used by the worst people in the world because it is easy to hide transactions because it's blockchain. That's how they think about it. They don't know what they're saying. But the fact is, you can go back through and see transactions from 10 years ago. It's easy enough. You can track it a lot easier than you can track cash. There are a lot of people that want access to it. And don't think that all hope is lost. As I've been saying in previous videos, things are changing. I think a lot of politicians are coming around to crypto. If nothing else, it's just to get more votes. You can see Rep. Wiley Nickel. Wiley Nickel, that's an interesting name. He said, FIT21 provides a clear regulatory framework for digital assets instead of relying on 90-year-old securities laws written before the internet existed. Okay, so some people get it. Some people get that we need some clarity. We need a new way of looking at the situation that's happening, that's unfolding. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this all shakes out. I just want to play that for you because we are not done, right? There are a lot of people that don't understand Bitcoin yet, don't want to understand. Now, we don't have the fund flows yet from today from the ETFs, but I'll let you know as soon as they come in. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Check out the link to Margex underneath the video, and I'll see you in the next.